lost every single crypto I own today. All my wallets, all my capital, all my knowledge wiped out. I genuinely believe I could rebuild from zero and become rich again. But I would not repeat the mistakes I made in the beginning. Most people think crypto is about finding the next 100x coin. It's not. Crypto is about psychology, it's about discipline and understanding cycles. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly the steps I would take if I was a complete beginner, the biggest mistakes I would never repeat, what I would buy in 2026, and what I would avoid at all cost. This is not financial advice, this is literally how I would rebuild my crypto life from scratch. If I started from zero, I wouldn't buy a single coin, at least for the first 6 months. I would only be learning. I would learn what Bitcoin actually is, why blockchain matters, what a private key is, why self-custody is important, the difference between the narratives, layer 1s, layer 2s, DeFi, NFTs, stablecoins, real-world assets, DePIN, and so on. Because most beginners treat crypto like a casino, and I don't want to be that beginner. When I first started in crypto, I bought coins because influencers said this is the next Ethereum. This project is going to 100x, going to make you 100x. I didn't understand the project. When the market crashed, I panic sold at a loss. This was one of my first experience. That experience taught me something important. If you don't understand what you own, what you hold, you will never hold it during fear. You have to remember that. So today, I would invest in knowledge before investing in crypto. That's number one. If you're a complete beginner, focus on learning and understanding rather than investing for at least 6 months. Before buying anything, I would set up my crypto foundation. I would have a hardware wallet, either a Ledger or Tangem. And by the way, if you want to order Tangem, you would find discount code to use in my description below. That gives you 10% off on your Tangem cards, which are very easy to use, very flexible, and I love it. I personally use Tangem. Next, I would have a hot wallet like either MetaMask or Phantom and to learn how these work. And I would create accounts with at least 2 exchanges, not just one, and always enable the 2-factor authentication on everything. And write down your passwords in a secure space, not just one, maybe make 2 or 3 copies. Because in crypto, you are your own bank. I had a friend of mine, I'll tell you now, who made around 30,000 on a meme coin. He left everything on the exchange. One day, withdrawals got frozen and he couldn't access his funds for months, and some of it was lost. He didn't lose trading, he lost because he didn't understand custody, he didn't understand how to securely use wallets. So if I started again, security would be my first priority. And recently a member on my Discord shared the same experience with an exchange that went bankrupt and he lost everything and they only recovered 5% of his investments. So security is your priority number one. And if you want to join Discord, learn from my Discord members and community, see what I'm buying, what I'm selling, take advantage of the educational content to learn, keep up to date with the most relevant to crypto news that we receive in real time, you'll find link in the description below and you can join us. I'll be happy to have you as part of the community. Now, if I had literally zero money, I would focus on building capital first. I was lucky to have funds before I started investing, and throughout my journey I had my job, very good job, so I never had to start from zero. But if I was a beginner and I didn't have money, I would look at freelance online. I would post crypto content on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts. I would join crypto communities, learn DeFi, farm airdrops if you wish, flip NFTs or digital assets. Crypto is not just investing, it's an entire digital economy. So even you can get a second job, you can start a side hustle, just anything to start bringing money. And most important here is sacrificing. You need to stop going out, you need to stop spending money on luxury items, on this lavish lifestyle that we see on social media. You need to grind before you can allow yourself to live this lavish, expensive lifestyle if you wish. Let's say if I had $1,000 today, how I would build my portfolio personally. 30 to 50% should go into Bitcoin, not only for beginners, for every type of investor. Bitcoin is your foundation, it's digital gold. Institutions are buying it, ETFs exist, countries are accumulating. Bitcoin is not about 100x gains, it's about preserving wealth. Then 20-30% should be in Ethereum and top layer 1s, Ethereum, Solana, and other strong layer 1 projects. These are the infrastructure of crypto. Every DeFi app, NFT, AI chain, and gaming projects run on these blockchains, on the layer ones. So infrastructure always wins long term. So find out projects that you understand, that you have strong conviction in from the top layer ones, including Ethereum as well. Then you would have mid caps with fundamentals. This should be like 15 to 25% of your portfolio, and this is where you need to research a little bit deeper. And you can find a link in the comments below to my free educational content, and you can find a full list and educational course on how to research projects to help you set the base and become master of researching gems. So here are sectors like AI, like deepin, data protocols, layer 2 scaling solutions, real revenue protocols, real world assets, decentralized deepin narrative. These are the future tech players. You need to research and find good projects with good teams that are working, realistic roadmaps, great tokenomics, and good fundamentals. Then I would say 5 or 10% should go into small market caps. This is the so-called moonshot category. Most will fail in this category. One of them could do 50x or 100x. I would treat this like venture capital. So one of them could do 20x, could do 50x, 100x, but most generally fail. And maximum 5%, 2.5 to 5% could be dedicated to meme coins, because meme coins are fun, they're entertainment, they are not an investment though. You can make insane money with them, but you can also lose everything pretty quickly. Just to give you some kind of analogy here, usually retail investors think that all in on one coin and pray. That's the retail thinking. Whales think diversify, manage risk, and wait. This is the key difference between retail investors and whales and big players. Now, this is how I would start: by learning, by having the capital, by researching, and making a strategy of how my portfolio would look like. Then there are a couple of things that I would never do. This is how I learned. Unfortunately, I learned the hard way, but you can use this video and learn from my mistakes and avoid those and jump one step ahead of me. So I would not chase pumps. I would not buy influencers' shills. I would not use leverage as a beginner. If I restarted, I would never go all in on one single coin. I would never ignore risk management. I would never leave funds on exchanges long term. And I would never panic sell during crashes. This is something I learned. Back in 2021, I chased a couple of projects. Everyone was calling those the next Solana, the next Ethereum. I bought after huge green candles because I was afraid of missing out. 2 days later, these projects dropped 70%, and that taught me a very good lesson. If everyone is talking about it, you are probably a little bit late. So always do your research and make sure you understand where are you on the curve. If I had to rebuild from zero, these are a couple of strategies. Now we talked about what I would never do again. These are the strategies that I would follow if I had to rebuild from zero. I would dollar cost average into Bitcoin and Ethereum for sure, and I'm personally still doing that. I would buy altcoins when everyone is scared. When the fear and greed index is showing you extreme fear, this is the time for you to buy. I would take profits when everyone is euphoric, when everyone is telling you this time is different, we are going much higher, so high, everyone you hear talking about that. This is the time, and we're at extreme greed. This is your time to start taking profits. And I would never marry a coin. Crypto is cycles. People who understand cycles outperform everyone else. These are some good strategies for you to take away and use. The real age in crypto is not technical analysis. Technical analysis is important, but it's not everything. It's psychology. When everyone is euphoric, I sell. When everyone is terrified, I buy. It feels uncomfortable, but this is how real money is made in crypto. In 2022, Bitcoin was under 20,000. People said that crypto was dead forever. Those who bought then are massively up today. And the same people who called crypto a scam begged to buy at 60k, and this is what we are seeing right now. Bitcoin is sitting at 65, 70k level. People are afraid. Nobody is buying. When we start seeing Bitcoin going back up to the 100k level, this is where people will start piling up again. But those who make a move now, they accumulate at those prices, those people would make great money in the future, in 2026 and 2027. Markets reward patience and they punish emotions. I remember waking up one day and seeing a project in my portfolio down 40%, 50%. My heart was really racing. I wanted to sell everything. Instead, I closed the app and I went out for a walk. I met my friends. A year later, the same portfolio, the same project was up 10 times. So, the lesson I took here, if I have conviction, if I invested in a solid project, I know this project will recover. So, me not following my emotion actually made me rich. Emotions are the most expensive mistakes in crypto. And if I started with crypto today, I would focus on, as I said, education, long term thinking, risk management, emotional control. These four things, not chasing fast money, because crypto doesn't make you rich overnight. What you see on social media is either marketing or false information. It doesn't happen overnight. It makes disciplined people rich over time. It doesn't happen overnight. If it happens overnight for one reason or another, you are probably lucky and you had the luck to invest into a meme coin, or you were insider, or you used some kind of scam to pump and dump. But the reality is, it takes time, it takes discipline, education, patience, and compounding over time. Now, let me know in the comments below, if you had $10,000 today, what would you buy? And I'll reply to your comment. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.